Hello friends, welcome back to another session of Docker. This is our third session. In our previous session we are done with the installation of Docker in our local machine, and we also did how we can uninstall if it's already installed, if we want to delete that one. So from now onwards we will start learning our Docker commands and how we will see how we can use the Docker. So we will start some of the basics command first. So as of this command version -v and Docker version we have already seen. So let's run this once again and see. Just it will tell the Docker version. Docker version currently it is taking the latest one, 24.0.5. if you open the Docker official website, I will show you that one also. So Docker, or this is your official website, and if you see the current version you can look for where it will be. Click on get started and not here, documents, install, download and install. For Linux, anyway we have installed using our command prompt, so you no need to do this one. I am just checking the latest version of Docker. Okay, another approach is the Docker desktop, that also you can use, but that is okay. No, this Docker desktop is different. Ubuntu, click on Ubuntu. Uninstall the tech previous beta version. This is the uninstallation. Okay, so I think we cannot see version here, but anyway whenever we are installing as per your configuration of your system, it will take the latest and compatible version always. The versions list I think you can find. Go to guide ones, Docker, no, okay. Docker version list, something I will try. Okay, docs.docker, yes, 23.0 and 24.0, so 24.0.5. so latest one only. Whatever the Docker version we have installed, by default it is installing the latest version only. You can see from docs.docker.com. from here you can find the list of versions. So here it is telling this is the previous version and this is your current version 24.0. okay, by default it will install the latest one. Okay, so the latest one, whatever the version is available, it is installing using our previous commands. You can install and uninstall using this command, and sudo apt install docker ioy, automatically it will install the latest one. Okay, that's it. So Docker version, we have seen the version. Our current version is 24.0.5. If you want to see the full details, Docker version, so you will get more details. Previously when we installed, after immediately installation, it will not show all the details. You have to restart your machine. So once you restart this machine, you will see all these details. If you are able to see these details, you are good to go. It indicates that Docker is installed successfully on your system and you can get started with your commands. Okay. That's it. Next, third command, if you want to get any help regarding any command, suppose if you want to see the help of Docker version and help, it will tell what is the use of Docker version. It will tell the Docker version, show the Docker version information. That is the use of this command. Some option it is. Okay, so similarly, if any other commands, if you want to get the information and if you want to see what type of option it is taking, so all that information you can get from Docker, then command, then after help, it will give the information about the command. Okay, clear. So far we have done two commands. One is Docker v, just to see the Docker version. Docker version give the more information about Docker, like version, API version, architecture, all these details it will provide. Like Docker v just will give the Docker version, that's it, but Docker version will tell more details about the Docker. Fine. Next, Docker images. Now you tell me what is images. What is images in Docker? If you see our first session, in first session we have discussed about Docker and Docker container and Docker image. Now what is Docker image? Tell me first. As we know, Docker is used for operating system level virtualization. Docker is used to do OS level virtualization. So how OS level virtualization will done? You need an image, a template you need. From that template you have to create the container, and container is what? Container is similar to virtual machine, but in Docker it is called container. Virtual machine will be treated as a separate machine from your hardware and your software. Suppose you have 16 GB RAM. From the 16 GB RAM, if you want to divide among 8 GB for two different operating system, you can do so, but it will divide your hardware and your hardware of your application, your system. But in case of Docker, it will just use operating system and use that hardware as it is. It will not acquire that hardware in advance. So that is the main advantages of a Docker here. So what is Docker image? A Docker image is a read-only template. You understand, you always keep in mind, a read-only template that contains a set of instruction. Set of instruction means, first what you should do, you need to have this operating system, then you need to install on this operating system this software. In this software you need to install this application. So that is a set of instructions. So a Docker image is a read-only template that contains a set of instruction for creating a container. From images we can create container. You always keep in mind, image is a template. From image you can create a container. So image, what image will have? Image will have a details of your operating system, your application that is installed on operating system, and all these details your image will have. From image you can create a container. Okay, so definitely you in your Docker, you have to download the image. In your Docker, first you need to download the image, then only you can create the container. So a Docker image is a read-only template that contains a set of instructions for creating a container that can run on a Docker platform. It provides a convenient way to package up application and a pre-configured service environment, which you can use for your own private use or share publicly with other Docker user. Docker image is an executable package. You can see like that. Docker image is an executable package of software that includes everything needed to run an application. Suppose you are developing a Java application, and that Java application will run on Tomcat server. So you need to install Tomcat server. Inside Tomcat server you need to deploy your application, and your Tomcat server is running on some operating system. Your Tomcat is running on some operating system. So first you have to install operating system, then you have to install Java, then you have to install Tomcat, and in Tomcat you have to deploy your application. And if your application needs MySQL or any other database, then that also has to be installed in your system. So this entire is an environment where your application will run. So Docker image will contain all these details. So that is called a Docker image. Image is a ready. It's a read only template. It's a read only ready-made template. From that one you can directly create a container. So a Docker image is an executable package of software that includes everything needed to run an application. A Docker image is file. This is Docker, you can define from a file, or you can from other image you can create image. We will see that later. You just keep in mind, a Docker image is a file used to execute code in a Docker container, and Docker image act as a set of instruction. You can say that Docker image will have a set of instruction. How? The first instruction, I need this operating system. Okay. Then in this operating system I need to install Java. Okay. Then after installing Java I need to install Tomcat. After Tomcat I need to install MySQL. After MySQL I need to install RabbitMQ or Kafka or any other. Then I have to deploy my application on that one. So this is a set of instructions. So Docker image will have a set of instructions, and Docker image act as a set of instruction to build a Docker container. So for that purpose, Docker container is called layered file system, because one instruction, after that one another instruction, then another instruction, then another instruction, it will be executing. That's why this is a layered, Docker container is a layered file system. Okay. Docker image also act as a starting point when using Docker. An image is comparable to snapshot in a virtual machine environment, and the image is immutable. Once created, cannot be changed. You keep in mind, the image whatever you have created, that image will remain same. You cannot modify. Yes, you can modify container. Once you created a container from that image, that container you can modify, and from that container you can create another image. That is possible, but from image you want to make some changes, you cannot do. Okay. So this is about the Docker. And what is Docker container? Docker container is Docker container is similar to virtual machine. But virtual machine, what is the disadvantage of virtual machine? It will acquire your hardware and it will not release if you are using that virtual machine. If you are not using it, suppose if you have 16 GB RAM, 16 GB RAM your virtual machine will take while virtual machine installation. But when you install Docker will not ask for any operating system and any hardware. Whenever you need it will take, and whenever Docker is Docker container is stopped or down, will release the hardware and software of application. So that is the advantage of Docker here. So Docker container similar to virtual machine, but in a Docker it is called a container and it does not have its own hardware and operating system. Docker container will not have its own hardware and operating system. It will use your system hardware and operating system always. And it is a layered file system. Why it is a layered file system? Because Docker image have a set of instruction in a layered form. We have to tell first I need this operating system, then on top of this operating system I need so and so software I need to install. After that one I need to deploy my application in this software. So that is the layered file system. So Docker image will have a set of instruction for what to do and how to create the container. So that's why Docker container is a layered file system. Okay. Advantages of Docker, that is okay, we have already done in our first session, you no need to do. Okay, so this is the actual definition and actual use of image and container. What is image and what is container? Now you always keep in mind, image is a template. From that template you have to create container, or you can create a container from image. So image is just a template that will sit in your Docker, and from image you will create a container. Okay, so first thing before to create a Docker container we must have an image in our Docker. So how will you see how many images are there in our Docker? So very simple command, Docker is your main command that will take some parameters. Docker images will tell how many images are there. So currently there is no images, image ID not there, when image is created not there, no size, no repository, no tag, nothing is there. So this is not there. So it means your Docker, currently in your Docker there is no image. And if you want to see more details about Docker images command, then how can you do? Just type help, it will tell to show images, all images, like that it will tell. Okay, so the use of this command is list images. How many images are there in your Docker? It will list. So currently there is no image. Okay, fine, there is no image. So I want to pull the image. How I can pull image? From where it will pull? Currently there is no image. I want one image. How can you pull it? And from where it will pull? So there is a Docker pull command. Docker pull. Then you have to tell your image name. Tag. Generally tag will nothing is there. That will be your version of image. That's it. Tag you can give any other name, but generally tag in Docker we use to tell the version of image. But it's not compulsory. You have to give always version. Any tag, any name if you want to give for that image, you can give that tag. That is up to your choice. So next we are trying to pull one image. What images you want to pull? You have to tell the name of images. How will you get? How will you come to know what is the images of what is the name of image? So and from where it will pull? Two questions here. One, how will you come to know what is the name of image, what is the tag of image, and from where it will pull? So first it will pull from Docker Hub repository to your local repository. So currently this is our Docker, and this Docker is installed in our local machine. Docker is installed in our local machine. So Docker will create a local repository, local Docker Hub repository, similar to Maven. If we install Maven in our local machine, Maven will create a local repository, and in that repository it will place all the jar files, and from where your Maven will download, that from Maven central repository. So similar approach your Docker is following. Your Docker will create a local repository in your local machine, and whenever you will ask, I need this image, it will pull from the Docker Hub central repository. So in our local machine we have installed Docker, and Docker has created one local repository. In that repository we have seen there is no image. I want to pull that image. No, I need that image, name image. You can go and you can see in your Docker Hub repository how many images are there. So what is the URL for that? Sorry, close it. Okay, so just type Docker Hub. What happened? Docker Hub. I think some internet. Okay, so hub.docker.com. hub.docker.com is the central repository, or you can say global repository. It is provided by Docker itself. So in this repository lot of images are there. You can pull any of them. Okay, so this is your Docker central repository hub, where you can say that this is a library of Docker images, where your central Docker images will be placed, and by default your Docker, you can pull images from here. You can create your account also. If you don't have that account, you just have to provide your email, username, password, and just you can subscribe this one also and just sign up. You know very well how can we sign up on some portal. But currently to see how many images are there, public images are there, we no need to create account. Just you have to click on explore. So once you come to explore, you will see there are lot of images. This is Docker official image, and this is also Docker official image of engine INX server, Ubuntu, Python, Java also might be there, Postgres, Redis, MongoDB database will be installed in that machine. So this image is separate. MySQL, MariaDB, RabbitMQ, so OpenJDK. So this Docker images are already there in the Docker central repository or central library. You can pull from here. By default your Docker will pull from here. Suppose this is Ubuntu, official Ubuntu images. So our next command, so here as of now you can see there is no images, there is no image in our local repository of your Docker Hub, Docker in your Docker central repository. So in central repository so many official images are there. You can see so many official images are there. But currently in our local Docker repository there is no image. You can see here. So there is no image in our local a library or local Docker repository. So we can pull any of them. How we can pull? To pull that, we have to use Docker pull. Docker will remain same as it is, Docker images, Docker container, like that. Okay, so Docker is your base command. Every this is another commands actually in Docker, but you just understand this is shell script. In Linux everything is shell script, and Docker is mainly meant for Linux operating system, and it is using so here you understand these all are the shell scripts. So Docker is a shell script that is accepting some parameter. On the basis of parameter it is processing. So Docker images is another command to show the images. So currently there is no images. I want to pull the image from Docker Hub. Docker Hub is nothing but a public central repository or library of a Docker images. I want to pull a specific images. So Docker pull, this is your command. You can pull. So Docker pull, after that one you have to tell the image name and then tag, this colon tag. Tag is optional. If you don't give tag, by default it will take latest. Tag name, it will take latest. Let me show you in your notepad how it will be. Suppose Docker pull, I want to pull what? I want to pull some image. So you have to give image name, then you have to give your tag. So suppose, for example, I want to pull this Ubuntu image. So here they have given command Docker pull Ubuntu. You can copy this command as it is, or else if you want to type, you can type Docker pull image name is Ubuntu. I am not giving any tag. So by default it will add latest. This is the latest, like whatever the latest image will be there, it will pull that one. Or else if you don't want to pull the latest, you want to go with the specific image tag, so that you can find here also. See how many tags are there. This one 20.4, 22.04, 23.04 these all are the tags. Or else latest tag, recent means latest, so you can use latest also will work. But so if you don't want to give the tag, default it will be latest. You no need to provide latest, automatically it will add. But if you want to go with the specific like 22.04, you want to go with this one. So this is this tag is available, this version is available. Yes, it's available. See 22.4 is there, it will take that one. So better you don't specify latest, it will use that one. So you no need to pass. So if you don't give this latest, then what it will be? It will be latest. You can execute this command also, or else you can execute this much also, both are okay. So let's execute and try to pull the image. Try to pull the image. So see, it is telling here using default tag. What is default tag? Latest is a default tag. From where it is pulling? You can see it is pulling from library Ubuntu. Where is library Ubuntu? Library Ubuntu is here. So this is it is pulling from library, default library. When you log in to Docker Hub, you will see /library, that is a default one. If you want to give any prefix before that one, you can give that one for your custom image, but this is the default one, that is the library. You understand? From Docker Hub it is pulling. It depends on your internet speed again, because this image size is something 29 MB, so it will download like that. So So once this image is downloaded, you will see how many images are. Okay, so this is downloading, this downloaded newly image from Ubuntu latest. Now if I see how many images are there, it will tell properly. When this image is created, 6 weeks ago this is created. Size is 77.8 MB. Tag is latest. We have not given any tag, but it is taking the latest tag. It is automatically taking. Suppose I want to download for 20.4. Sorry, I want to download for 20.04. Will it download? Will this is available? Go and check. Yes, it's there. So it will download this one also. Copy and execute. If you want to download a specific tag or specific version of the image, you can download. If you don't specify the tag or default version, it will pull always latest. Now it is telling here properly 20.04 pulling from library Ubuntu. It's pulling from that one. Okay, let's wait, this also will be downloaded. Then if we after successfully pulling this one, if we see how many images are there, then how many will be there, how many it will be, there will be two images, both are name is Ubuntu, but tag is a different tag. Is one is latest and another one is a 20.04. and image ID, this image ID will be your local image ID. Will assign some ID internally. Your Docker is assigning some image ID whenever you pull an image in your local repository from the Docker hub, your Docker is assigning one ID for image. So that is nothing but image ID. See how many images are there? Two images are there. If you see, both name is Ubuntu, but version is different. One is the latest, another one is a 20.04. and you can see image ID. This image ID your Docker is creating. Docker, whenever you are pulling an image from Docker hub, your Docker is assigning an image ID for each image. So this will be always unique. If you remove this image, if you remove this Docker image, and it will be again you download, then this ID will be changed, it will be different. When this is created 2 months ago, this is created, size is approximately few difference. Okay, so in this way you can pull the image. Suppose for example Docker pull Ubuntu, tag is optional, default tag is a latest. So Docker pull Ubuntu is equivalent to Docker pull Ubuntu latest. We have seen this one. Okay, next Docker images A to show all the details of images, same as Docker images. So type here same only, Docker images A, same only, same. If you want to see the details, everything, you can either use Docker images or Docker images A, both are same. Okay. Docker images Q to show only image ID. If you want to see only the Docker image ID, so how can you see that? Just you have to use Q, only Docker images ID. One image ID is C6B8 and another one is 6DF8. That, so that is the image ID to show only the image ID, or else you can use AQ. Both are same. Okay, so far we have seen Docker version command, Docker images command, and Docker pull command, and Docker images and Docker pull. Docker.search to search the image from Docker hub and show the available images. Simply suppose image name, I am just telling image name here. Now Docker search Ubuntu, what it will give? For Ubuntu related, how many images are available in your central repository or your Docker hub? How many are available? How many are available? And is that all are official? If it is official, then it will show okay. Not official, not okay. It is not telling. So here it is telling name, description, stars, and official is official or automated or something. So Ubuntu is there. The Ubuntu is a Debian based Linux operating system. WebSphere library, multi architecture images. So here is a description. It is telling if you want to see Java related. Suppose I want to see Java related. How many are there? It will search, because Java related also some images might be there. It will search and it will give. Why it is not processing? Okay, yeah, it is processing because this Java related lot of are there, I think. Okay, yes. So Node.js, JavaScript, wherever it is matching Java. This is official, but it is deprecated. Use OpenJDK. It's recommended to use OpenJDK instead of Java. Okay, Java, Jetty, Tommy, IBM Java. So many are there. But these are official. Above are official only. So like that you can search from Docker Hub, or else you can search from here itself. You can come here and you can search. Suppose Ubuntu. It will search here. Similar approach. It is a similar approach. See, Ubuntu, WebSphere, Open, Library, all are there. See, same I think we are getting here. Same sequence might be something different, or here it is not giving all. Here it will give all list. It is giving more than that. Okay, so like that you can search. You can either search here from this portal hub.docker.com. Hub means hub of Docker. What? Hub of Docker image, where all images is there for publicly, and this is your central or public Docker repository or library for images. Okay, so you can search. So we have seen Docker search, Docker images, Docker pull, and next Docker history, image ID, image name, show all the read only layer of image. So suppose just clear this one, and history. So this is the history. History means nothing but what are the steps are there. As you know, we have in our Docker in our image definitions, when we studied about image, so it is telling Docker image is a file used to execute code in a Docker container, and Docker image act as a set of instruction to build a Docker container, like a template. Docker image also act as a starting point. So what are the steps? What all are the steps? So it is indicating the steps only. BNSH, CMD, BNSH, add file, label, arc release. So these are the steps. These all are the steps here. Simply, if I will pull OpenJDK, suppose OpenJDK, Docker pull OpenJDK. Let's see whether it is pulling latest one. OpenJDK latest. Official will also be there, I think same only. OpenJDK. Search here. Which one will be official? I think OpenJDK itself will be an official. Yes, OpenJDK is official. Yes. So if you search here, what is the actual command? Docker pull OpenJDK. Docker pull OpenJDK, docker pull OpenJDK, same only. Okay, so now it is pulling and it is downloading. In this one we will see the history of this image. You will see first it is downloading, first it is using some operating system, then it is installing Java on top of that one, so all that it is taking. Okay, let's wait and let's download it. So history, docker history, yes, history, image ID or image name. You can tell image ID also. What is image ID? Whenever you pull any image from Docker Hub, from the repository to your local repository, your Docker is assigning one image ID for the image. So that is either on the basis of image ID you can see the history, or on the basis of image name you can see the history. Okay, let's see. I think, okay, still it is downloading. I think my internet is very slow. Let's wait. Okay, so it's downloaded, or it's downloaded successfully. Now if you see how many images will be there, total 3 images. One is OpenJDK, 2 is Ubuntu. And now I want to see the history of OpenJDK. How can I see? Docker history. You can give image name. You can give image name, or else you can give image ID. So first what it is doing, first it is doing some shell command, openj shell, then some architecture level it is setting, then Java version it is doing, then path it is setting, Java home is setting. So Java is ready in the system. So these are the steps in one by one in the shell script, how it is executing. Okay, so like that if you want to see the history, show all the read only layers. Read only layers is nothing but that instructions one by one in the image. First what will happen in this image, then next which task is execute, then in the next which task is executing. So that all is read only layers. Show set of read only layers, or read only the instructions, how that image is creating the container. That is nothing but the read only layers is nothing but the set of instructions that will create a container. So that is only that only you have to show using docker history command. You can use docker history by by image ID or image name. So we have seen by image name. Now we will search by im ID. You can do that also, same only, same. Okay, so in this way we can search, we can see the image history. Docker image is used to manage the image. How will you manage? Suppose I want to remove, I have downloaded in my local. If you see in my local, clear it once. Yes, so I have 3 images. I have a Ubuntu, one latest Ubuntu I have. So I don't want 20.04. I don't want. So what should I do? I can remove this image if it is not required, because unnecessary it is using my system memory. I can remove it. How I can remove? Docker image command. You can use images will list all the images. Docker images command will list all the images name, but Docker image you can use to manage the image. So one operation is remove rm image id. Multiple image id also you can give. Suppose I am just first I am doing in notepad, then I will show you. Delete this one, this is not required. Okay, Docker image remove image id. One image, yes, I want to remove this version. Copy, and I want to remove. It will remove. I want to remove one more, give another, so it will remove both, but I don't want to do like that. I want to remove this particular Docker image only, so you can do like that. So what if I will copy and I will paste it here. So sorry, Docker image 2 times. Okay, I think I copy pasted there itself. This was the actual command, but before I copy pasted after Docker image rm. Okay, so what it will do, untagged Ubuntu 20.04. yeah, that image id is belongs to Ubuntu 20.04. so it is untagged, deleted, it is deleting. Now if you see again that images, how many will be there? 2 images will be there. One is Ubuntu, another one is OpenJDK. So like that we can manage our image. So many other operation will be there. And suppose what is the use of this f? What is the use of this f? You can use this one also. What is the use of this f? F stands for force. Why this force is required? So if you see Docker image, I will write this code above. Without force, this is removing this image from Docker local repository. This also removes the image from Docker local repository. Then what is the difference? Why they have given f, and what is the meaning of force? Suppose from your image you have created a container and the container is running. You have created a container and that container is running, or might be it's not running, but you have created a container. So if you are going to delete the image, then definitely your container also should be deleted, because without image container cannot be there. At least one template should be there, then only you can create the container. At least there must be a container, there must be an image. From that image you are creating container, but you are trying to delete the image and you have created the container also, so that also has to be deleted. So because this image is linked with your container, so it will not delete in this case. So in that case you have to use force. Yeah, whatever is there, delete it, I don't want. Simple. Or else what you can do, you have to stop the container first, or you have to remove the container first. After removing the container you can remove this image. We will see that in our next session, how we can create a container, how we can manage the container. We will see that in our next session. So far how many commands we learnt? What are the commands that we did today? We will just quickly list down those. One is Docker version. What is the use of Docker V? What is the use of this Docker V? To see the version of Docker. Okay, Docker version. What is the use? To see the more details of the image, of the container of the Docker. Okay, this is the use of this one. Okay, we have done this command, this one and this one we have done. Give like that. Next, after that one which one we have done? We have seen how we can see the images, see the available image, how to see the. So what is the use of this command? To see the available images in local repository of a Docker. That is nothing but in local system. in your local system, your Docker has created one repository. In that repository, how many images are there? How will you see that? You have to use Docker images command. Okay. This one we have done today. Next, which command? Docker pull. We have seen Docker pull image and tag. Image and tag also we have done. So this is the use of. Tell me what is the use of this one? To get the Docker image from Docker Hub. What is Docker Hub? Docker public official repository. To get the Docker image from Docker Hub into your local repository, Okay, local system, you can see local system. That's it. That is the use of Docker pull command. Next, Docker images with option we also done. Docker images with option all. It is same to Docker A only. To show the only image ID, of Docker image, use Q or AQ. Docker search with image name. You have to search. This one also we have done. Docker search, and you have to give image name. What is the use of this command? Tell me what is the use of this command? To search the image from Docker Hub. What is Docker Hub? Docker Hub is a public official repository. Docker public official repository. To search the image from Docker Hub, it will see that what is the tag of this one, how many images are available for this particular image. To search that one. Okay. Next, what is our next command? Docker history. To see the read-only layers. Docker Hub image ID or image name you can give. Any of them is okay. So this is the use. What is the use? To see the Docker image read only layers or set of instruction used to create the container. Simple. Just to see the history, like that the read only layers are nothing but the instruction of a image that is used to create the container. Okay, to see that one you have to use docker history. Okay, next docker remove. Remove you with force or remove as a normal. You can see docker image. Just I am giving docker image because in this image there are so many commands. Currently we have done only one, remove. Okay, so docker image to manage the image, to manage the docker image, and docker image rm, and here you have to give image id, and docker image rm with force, and then you have to give here image id, image id. So this is to remove. What is the use? Used to remove, the docker image from local repository of docker. Used to remove the docker image from local repository of a docker. So these all commands we have done in today's session. Docker version, docker v, docker version, docker images, docker pull image name, docker search with image name, docker history image id or image name, docker image to manage the image. In management we have done only one operation, remove with the force. F stand for forcefully. If you want to remove, if your image is used for docker container, you have created container is running, so many type of complexities are there. In that case you can't remove image directly, you have to use force method. Okay, so this all about the docker image. One more, two more are there. Docker to remove all images. Suppose if I want to remove the all images, how I can do? If I want to remove all images, can I do once and I will show you. Anyway, we will download that later again. We will again pull and we will see. So I want to remove all images. How can I do? So as of now, as of you all know, we have done one command, docker images aq. What is the use of this? Tell me. It will give the image IDs. So in docker image rm I am giving the image ID for all. So definitely it will remove all. Copy this one, copy in your notepad here itself. So now if you understand what is the use of this command, docker images aq, it will give the image ID only. So I am passing here image ID only again to remove. Same, this command is equal to this or not? Is it equal to this only? Here I am passing image ID manually. I am passing manually, but here I am passing image IDs with the help of other command. Automatically this command will return all the image IDs. So if I execute this command, what will happen? It should remove all the images. It's removing. How many images are there total? One is Ubuntu latest, another one is Open JDK latest. So both it is removing. See, both it is removing. And now if I see how many images are there, what will be there? There is no images in your local repository now because I have removed all. Okay. So this one we have done. Next, docker image command to manage the docker image. We will see this later also, how we can manage. We have to create the container. How can we do that one? We will see that one, how we can manage it. Okay. Or else if you curious to learn, and then how can you do docker image help, you can type, you will see build command is what is docker image build, what it will build an image from docker file, you have to give the docker file, it will build. Docker image history, you want to see the image history, it will give the history also. Docker image import, inspect, load, ls, prune, pull, push, remove one or more images. We have seen this one only currently, we have seen this one only. Save, tag, we have not done so far, we will do this one by one in our upcoming sessions. Okay, so this is all about in this session. In the next session we will continue from here itself only. So today's we have done few commands, few basics command like docker version, docker v, docker version, docker images, docker pull, docker search, docker history, docker image with remove, that's it. Okay, so thank you and have a nice day, we'll see you in the next session.